Good morning. My name is Chris Brown from Hydroguard Green Energy, and this is my colleague Paul Pittman.
Good morning.
And what we'd like to talk to you about today is the green energy consultancy service that we offer here at Hydroguard. So,
Yeah.
Paul, if I can ask you a very quick question, what happens with the consultancy side of the business?
Okay. When we get a lead in from a customer, we actually go out to the property. We do a suitability assessment, look at the various options in terms of what technology is out there, whether it be an air source heat pump, ground source heat pump, wind turbine or solar panels. Then we go around the property, we look at the property, we do a thermal image of the outside of the property, get an idea of heat loss, because again this technology only works when the property is suitably insulated.
Okay, so if you don't mind me cutting in, so you do a thermal image.
Yes.
What does that actually tell the homeowner?
That shows the homeowner basically where they're losing the majority of the heat. Now, figures are out there saying that you lose about 35% of your heat through your roof. And that will show you that actually on the thermal image. It will show you anything around double glazing, if your double glazing isn't working effectively. Cavity wall insulation, it will show you any heat loss there as well. So it gives an indication of what needs to be improved before you look at any installation on a green energy product.
Okay, so with that in mind then, if we're looking at saying, we've taken a picture of the outside of somebody's property, we've
Yes.
seen the areas that come up where with significant colour distortion, which
Yes.
shows the heat loss. From that perspective, why would that be important in terms of the next process? So as a consultant going out to see them,
Yes.
let's say you're losing 35% of heat through your roof and it shows you very much that the roof is there.
Yes.
Would that be the key to say that the loft insulation needs to be increased? Or?
Absolutely. If you go back maybe even 10 years, it used to be that the loft insulation recommendation was about 100 mil. Now they say it should be 300 mil, which would be more effective in retaining the heat. So as I said before, in terms of any green energy product, the home must be suitably insulated to make it work efficiently and effectively.
Right, so are there government standards that say that? I mean, as an example, a house has to have an EPC.
Yes, indeed. Just back in January, those new regulations came out, which they were saying that every home should have an EPC rating of at least C. That will affect then the sale of the property, but also from a point of view of rental, you couldn't rent a property if you had an EPC below C rating.
Right, okay, so if we go back into the renewable energy sources, let's say we're looking at air source, ground source, wind turbines and solar panels, if somebody had one of these products put into their home and they had say an EPC rating of E,
Yes.
would they qualify for government grants or anything like that?
No, they wouldn't. No.
And what type of grants are out there for them?
Well, with air source heat pumps, for instance, you have a renewable heat incentive. So what that will look at is you have to obtain, obviously, a rating of at least C through installation of the property. But over a period of 7 years, you can actually get back on a quarterly basis something in the region of over £9,000 over 7 years. So there are good incentives out there, but obviously you have to play your part by making sure your home is suitably insulated.
Right, okay. That brings me on to another point, if you don't mind. So if we, as an example, we look at this unit here, this is a 7 kilowatt
Correct.
unit.
Yeah.
So if I had, say, a 4-bedroom house,
Yes.
semi-detached, and it had reasonable loft insulation, it's got old double-glazed windows and it's
Yes.
got cavity walls, would that 7 kilowatt system be right for my home?
Right. Well, again, it comes back to the inspection that we do. So we do the thermal imaging, as I already said, but more importantly, what we do, we look at the cubic capacity of the home, because then we would model a system to fit that home. So I would suggest on a 4-bedroom property, whether it's fully insulated or not, 7 kilowatt probably wouldn't do or meet the needs of that customer. So we would model the home to suit what size of equipment we would need.
Okay. So obviously we're working from a basis of consultancy, so
Correct.
we don't actually supply these.
No, we don't, no.
Okay, so we're just trying to advise people so that they don't buy the wrong product.
Correct.
And they don't get missold or misrepresented with the products they buy.
Yes.
If somebody bought one of these let's say a 7 kilowatt system for a 4-bedroom house,
Yes.
are you saying that it would be underpowered? What sort of problems could they have?
Well, certainly from the point of view, the biggest issue would be it's a bit like we relate it to a large car with a very small engine. That would have to work so much harder to try and maintain the heat in the hot water tank and obviously in the radiators. So your electricity bill will go up massively because it will be powering all the time. Longevity of the unit, obviously it's working that hard, may be shortened as well, so you can get problems with the unit. And it may well be that it doesn't heat the home as it should do.
Right.
So obviously it's not going to work to its full capacity.
Okay, so obviously this is where, as a consultancy company, Hydroguard Green Energy, we've obviously got the backing of our legal services
Correct.
division, Hydroguard Legal Services. Now we do have an example where somebody has bought a single unit for a big house and it's not doing what it said, but their electricity's gone up 3.5, 4 times
Correct.
what it was.
Yes.
Is that purely because the system hasn't been modelled correctly?
Correct. Yes, absolutely. And again, you know, when we look at an air source heat pump, there may be other technologies there that may assist with the running cost. So like solar thermal, for instance, you can get hot water tanks with 2 coils. So you've got one from the air source heat pump and the other coil heats from the solar thermal. So actually what you'll do is reduce your running costs of the air source heat pump by introducing solar thermal as well. So this is where the consultancy will work with the customer to advise them independently of the best solutions.
So Hydroguard Green Energy, do they offer advice based on independent from the whole of market, or are you just associated in this example as to LG? What do you do as Hydroguard Green Energy?
We look at the whole market because again different products will be suitable for different circumstances. So we would use the whole of market and we would go to a supplier of the best product for that property. So totally independent, we're not tied to anyone in particular, and that gives us a better opportunity to go in the direction of these people to actually help with that.
Okay, now very importantly, obviously from the legal services side of
Yes.
things, do you get an introductory commission if you do this?
No, we don't.
You don't get any commission for pointing us to LG?
No, we
or
don't.
Okay, that's fine, thank you. Okay, well listen, I think we've covered enough there, Paul, for the moment. So, from Paul and myself, if you'd like to use Hydroguard Green Energy Consultancy, we cover the whole of the country, and you can call us on 01252 872265. Thank you.
Thanks,
Paul.
Thank you.